What's up, everybody? My name is Jeremy Jones and I am back with another video. Today I'm talking my weekly sneaker rotation, so stay tuned.
Got a lot of things changing in my life. Hoping one day I'ma get it all right. Brother is engaged, about to start a new life. Yeah, I haven't had a chill day. Really wanna vibe, appreciate the moments. I've been creating, not scrolling. Mom and dad still support.
Alright, man, I'm back with another video. Now, before I get too deep into this video, y'all already know what to do. Go and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I make content about sneakers. Alright, so let's dive into today's video. Just like I said in the intro, man, I am back with another weekly sneaker rotation. Now, this should be week 151, right? And if I'm wrong, feel free to correct the kid down in the comment section. Now, y'all already know I started this series off at the beginning of 2023, and here we are. It's week 151, right? Okay. Now, if you want to get a sneak peek of what I'm wearing throughout the week, sign up for that sold out Discord. The link is pinned at the top of the comment section, and it is free to sign up, where of course we continue the sneaker talk. We got a food section, a sports section, you name it. If I don't get the content out in time, we're most likely already discussing it in the sold out Discord. And if I didn't say it in the beginning, definitely smash that like button and sub up. But enough rambling. Let's just get into this weekly sneaker rotation. Now, I end things off on a Friday, then pick right back up on Saturday. So pretty much this Saturday, if you guys haven't been living up under a rock, man, pretty much I stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 9 Olives, right? Okay. I wore these to pick up the Chicago Air Jordan 1 lows. Y'all know that was a big drop for us. A lot of people saying it wasn't. We thought they were gonna sit, and they probably are still available by the time I drop this video, but I feel like they're moving slowly but surely, right? Okay, so take that with a grain of salt. Or pretty much this was my Saturday shoe. I think I picked these joints up last year, and it's one of those timeless classic sneakers that I think as a kid, for whatever reason, I remember, right? I don't know, but I couldn't get them. And I remember when I asked my dad, he was like, no, he wasn't trying to play that. But here we are, right? You know what I'm saying? And I get it, because collecting sneakers and buying sneakers, it's an expensive hobby, right? Okay, I mean, at the end of the day, some people try to make it a business and a job. Neither here nor there, right? Okay, I do it because I just love sneakers. And yeah, it can add up. But yeah, it's one of those, I feel like a great shoe for pretty much fall/winter time, right? Okay, and for whatever reason, I feel like I'm a sucker for the color brown. I feel like it's got all the right colors right here, even though it's not really brown, it's really olive. But what I've learned about myself, I like a well-rounded color palette, right? Okay, so pretty much size 10 on these guys right here. Production date, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, pretty much what I got on these right here was in 2024. So yeah, this was pretty much my Saturday shoe, was the Air Jordan 9 Olive. Cool. Let's move right along to Sunday. You know the kid do my very best to just prep throughout the week and just kind of chill and just get ready for the work week, because y'all know I work a full-time job, right? Okay, so with that being said, that means the kid was in his beaters, which I feel like we all should have some beaters in our collection, and none other than the Yeezy Slides Pure colorway. And for the people, right, they're like, yo, it's time to swap these guys out. And you're right, okay, but these are these are like my house shoes. These are my, like, yo, doing whatever I need to do. I'm like, you most likely will, if you see me with these, I'm either A, not from the crib or not far from the crib, or B, just making a quick errand, or C, just like literally, I'm just like literally, you probably won't see me in these ever unless you're just over in the area somewhere. But anyway, this was my Sunday shoe, was the Yeezy Slides Pure colorway. Yeah, I feel like it's time to classic sneaker, man. So I mean, to be honest, they had their wave, right? And this is the Adidas version. So anyway, moving right along on to Monday. You know the kid worked a full-time job, so right back at work, I chose comfort and a shoe that I feel like I wouldn't mind to see them redo this shoe or drop it again. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 7, and these are the Bordeaux, right? Okay. Now, if I'm not mistaken, production date on these is 2015. I wouldn't mind seeing a fresh pair on these guys right here, but I feel like we still got a little bit of time right here. I mean, we're in 2025, but at the same time, I feel like this one right here don't get enough love. I'm not sure what exactly inspired me to actually cop this shoe, but I feel like a lot of people actually, when I was growing up, actually had this shoe right here. There is another version, and I feel like the previous year before these shoestring tips pulls, they actually had like silver shoestring tips on these guys right here. One thing that I feel like sevens that don't get enough credit is the comfortability that they bring to the table. That's what I like pretty much woke up and I was like, you know what? I'm choosing comfort today. And I feel like with this gray color overall, you know, and I've seen them try to do the 6 version or whatever, but nothing's like the 7s, right? Okay, so this was my Monday shoe, was the Air Jordan 7 Bordeaux's. Cool. Now we're gonna move right on to Tuesday, which we were anticipating rain, but I kind of figured that I could beat the rain because it wasn't anticipating until nighttime. So it's a shoe that I don't really want to wear if it's raining, but at the same time, I feel like it doesn't get the credit it truly deserves. So I feel like, if I'm not mistaken, Michael Jordan actually won a ring in this sneaker. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 6. And these are the infrareds. Now, rumors is they're supposed to be doing like a reverse version next year, right? Okay, but we're focused on today's time right here, man. Nike check on the back of these guys right here. And I feel like, to be honest, it's not necessarily pink. It's supposed to be infrared, but I feel like the original ones were a little bit more darker red, but don't quote me on that. But yeah, 6s, I feel like they don't get enough love, but the comfortability is there as well. Not owning a lot of 6s, but the ones I do own, I actually really do care about. And you know what, man? I feel like when these joints dropped, they didn't like literally sell out instantly. And I even had the previous pair before that had a Jumpman on the back versus a Nike logo. But you know, when I don't know what it is for us sneakerheads, and I think Jordan Brand is caught on for that. When we see that Nike logo on there, it makes us really kind of look at it a little bit more. But I will say this, message to Jordan Brand and Nike, if we're gonna know, for the people that's been collecting for a while, we're gonna know if it's an original colorway or not. If you put that, whether you jump, no matter what logo you put on there, right? Okay, so we're not gonna fall for it every single time, at least not me. I'll speak for myself, right? Okay, but this was my Tuesday shoe, was an Air Jordan 6 infrared. Cool, now we're gonna move right on to Wednesday, right back to work a full-time job. Again, I guess I was in my comfortability mode, because to be honest, the 6s, while it's a little bit more bulkier, it's still comfortable. But anyway, Wednesday, right back to work, the kid stepped in none other than the Air Jordan 13 in the He Got Game. Now, if you remember the movie He Got Game, I feel like this is where we saw the shoe originally. And don't quote me on that, but I feel like that's where I remember where I got it from. But yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing another fresh pair of these right here. Definitely a timeless classic sneaker. And I feel like, to be honest, if you know type of sneakers, man. Now, production date on my pair is from 2013. Sheesh, like, might not have had these for quite some time, but at the same time, black, white, and red, a combination of like some of my colors. Now I know that Jordan Brand and Nike and them have done the alternate colorways or like the reverse version. I don't know, man. Whenever they do reverse and alternates, man, it really takes a lot to really sell me of like, hey, I should be doing this, right? Okay. But anyway, overall dope shoe, classic timeless sneaker. And to be honest, from the movie He Got Games, Denzel Washington played in these joints right here. So pretty much, other than that, man, yeah, I think comfortabilities. I feel like 13s don't get enough credit for comfortabilities. So does 14s, but these are actually 13s. So this was my Wednesday shoe, was the Air Jordan 13 He Got Games. Cool. Now we're gonna move right along to Thursday, right? Because that was my Wednesday shoe. So pretty much Thursday, right back to work. A shoe that I contemplate selling multiple times, but every time I show this shoe, even I've showed it to Dunks, everybody's like, yo, keep the shoe, don't sell it, this, that, and the third. And of course, a shoe that is a little bit more on the bulkier side, but the Air Jordan 5, and these are the Supreme Camo joints. Desert Camo to be exact, if I'm not mistaken. I've literally had this shoe in the box out several times, ready to upload it up to my eBay page and sell it, but something in my heart just won't let me get rid of these guys right here. I think it's maybe because it really has that brown colorway hint to it, and to be honest, it's just an overall nice looking shoe, you know what I'm saying? I don't have a lot of 5s in my collection, but the few that I have, I actually do care about. So with that being said, this was my Thursday shoe, man. And with the weather kind of being on the like unpredictable side, I really wanted to choose something that to be a little bit on the safe side, but I don't regret this at all. And something I'm probably just gonna end up keeping in my collection. So this was my Thursday shoe, was the Air Jordan 5 Supreme Desert Camo. Cool. We're gonna move right on to Friday, a shoe that I just picked up, and I feel like, you know what? Y'all know me, man. I'm doing my very, very, very best to rock all of my sneakers, no matter what. I feel like at this point, with the exception of like maybe 1 or 2, all my shoes, they get worn, right? Okay. Not as often as I would like to, but they get worn. So pretty much my most recent sneaker pickup, you guys should probably already seen the vlog and the on feed of these guys right here. And I'm talking none other than the Air Jordan 1 Low Chicago, right? Okay, I brought these out on Friday, man, just to kind of break them in, because at the end of the day, I'm a very like advocate for like wear your sneakers. Your sneakers are meant to be worn. And again, this features all my favorite colors, right? White, black, red, something you're probably gonna see me wearing in almost every video with the exceptions of a few when I do try on hauls. But yeah, I know people were saying you're gonna sleep on this joint, this time, the third. But to be honest, man, the only thing they could have did to make me happy was make these in a high. And to be honest, if they do have, and I don't know for sure, but if they do drop this in a high next year, I'm gonna cop that and probably keep these too. But anyway, this was my Friday shoe, was an Air Jordan 1 Low Chicago. All right, man, so pretty much that completes my weekly sneaker rotation for this week. Y'all sign off in the comment section and let me know what you wore throughout the week. Other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of this thing and stop rambling, man. Y'all be sure to hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And if you know, consider subscribing. I made content about sneakers. Again, my name is Jeremy Jones, and thank you for watching, and I'm out.
I figure out we go, you figure out we both a different breed. I'm